everybody? We are officially at our Lennon Bus show for Warped Tour 2012. Now, I'm not sure what we got going today. Kyle, what do we have on the docket for this show? Tell me, my man.
Well, for this show, we have Buddy from Census Fail hanging out in the top bunk, doing a Bunk In For Peace, along with Kevin Lyman, who's the founder of Warped Tour. Along with that, we got Ballyhoo. They're going to give us a special little in-house performance, and we got a little Learn About It featuring Abbott's F-Box.
Oh, that sounds amazing. So I don't think Kyle mentioned the Bunk In. Another thing we didn't mention is that this is our first student run at Lennon Bus. In fact, behind this camera, we've got a kid from SAE, Chris, who's actually running the camera. And on audio, we got David, who's killing it with Ryan back there. So, the Bunk In. What is it? If you don't know, we had our first Bunk In For Peace, this last hangout in Alabama, and we had Wayne Coyne on board. And I don't know if you saw, but he did this awesome little picture. Can you zoom in on that, Chris? Get on that. Little piece of awesomeness from Wayne Coyne. So, this Bunk In is what John Lennon started and Yoko started shortly after they got married. To get people talking about peace, just bringing awareness to it, and just, it's a very free form, it's very open-ended. And today we got a very special guest to help us out with this at Lennon Bus. Kevin Lyman, the founder of Warped Tour. How's it going?
It's going great. You know, it's I appreciate you inviting me to one of these. It's rare we get to lay down during the middle of the day, and I'll come back anytime if you let me sleep in one of these bunks. They're pretty comfortable.
It's a great bunk.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, they're super comfy. So you guys have both been on tour for, you know, an insane amount of time. You guys have seen a lot, and Warped Tour has evolved into this amazing thing. You guys are so active about, you know, bringing as much good into the world as possible. Could you hit on anything that John might have influenced you on, or why, or did it start off from the beginning? Was the festival about bringing music? Was it about bringing peace? Was it about, you know, benefiting society, or was it just all of those from the start?
Well, I like to say that, you know, the punk rocks and the punkers and hippies weren't too far off in a lot of things that they believed in. You know, listen to maybe some different music and everything. But I grew up in a town called Claremont, where there was a lot of influences of artists, you know, like David Lindley and the Grateful Dead and people like that, and you know, and that spun into, like, you know, understanding, you know, to help out when you can. And one of the things I always believe in is that, you know, while I'm in a position that I am in, give something back every day. And I think that's kind of spawned what we've done out here on the road. I mean, every day it seems like we're doing something extra for a special charity or a friend, and the blood drives with Music Saves Lives. And I think, you know, it's really almost as important as the music now. When you come to Warped Tour and you don't realize how many people are directly benefiting from this. That canned food drive, I think we just got a count. We're like at 198,000 cans of food collected already this summer.
That is so awesome. And Buddy, you've been with Census Fail for a long time. From your standpoint, from an artist standpoint, what was your first initial reaction when you came on tour, and what is it now after having seen it go through the evolution that it has?
Specifically the Warped, I mean, I think when you first do Warped Tour, it's pretty overwhelming.
Yeah.
But now this is our 5th time. I mean, I've been on tour with Kevin also on international tours, as well as Taste of Chaos. So I think, you know, you get to meet, you know everyone, and it sort of becomes this larger family thing, and it's cool to come back to and to be able to know everyone, because when you first jump into it, it's a little overwhelming. I mean, there's 900 people on tour. There's a lot going on, you know, throughout the day, and now finally, after doing it for so many years, it's become second nature, and it's kind of become very comfortable, which is a good thing, which is great.
And what's, I don't know, for you, there's a lot of crazy things that happen on this tour. Any stories from the road that would only happen out here from, you know, your years of being on this thing?
I mean, you know, this year's been really cool. I think in years past, there's definitely been some weird vibe, or maybe some, you know, older bands versus younger bands. I think this year, it's been one of the first years that it's been really low-key, and everybody's sort of gotten along really well, because everybody, I think, has gotten to a point with music and in this music scene where it's just, you know, you do what you do, and if you're a good person, and if you mean well, that's all that really matters. I mean, regardless of what style of music you play, I think it really comes down to just being able to coexist in one place for the same goal, which is to play music. You know, and I think musicians only really get musicians get jealous of other musicians because of their success, and then I also do think the musicians do get a little upset when it seems like other musicians don't necessarily care about music,
Right.
and they care more about other things other than music. But I think this year's a great example of getting a bunch of people together that really do care about music.
Yeah.
You know.
Cool, man. Kevin, for you, man, I'm curious. You've seen so many bands come through this thing. You know, what's your reaction to these bands that come through? And like what Buddy was just hitting on, some of them may not have the passion that Senses Fail has, or they may not have the same drive. Is it easy to recognize that? What's your reaction to maybe you bring out a band and they are different than what you first thought they were? How do you react to that? What do you do about it? I'm curious.
Well, you know, I think right now, I think, you know, we were talking about, you know, is this the entire, you know, someone asked me a question, the entitled generation, and I'm like, you know, at one point, I'd say before the last economic collapse, we did have a lot of the artists that were kind of reflective of that era of like, it's mine now, I'm not going to put in the hard work, it's going to be handed to me. And I saw a lot of bands out here like that. That's completely gone now. I think the realities of, you know, the world in general, the United States economy in general, the bands that are out here know that, you know, they do have to unite. And it is really, you know, I always say it's not the agents, the managers, the record labels anymore that'll pull the music business back together. It's going to be the artists themselves. And I think you really feel that out here, that the artists, they're all working really hard. No one's taking this for granted at every level. You know, you see bands out there that you would never have seen, you know, sitting in tents, signing autographs and meeting kids and making that connection, because it is an independent world. It's very much as close to 1995 as ever when I started this tour. So it is a good feeling, and I just watch, you know, everyone's out there sweating together, and everyone's playing together, playing well together out at night and having a good time. And you know, we're all getting exhausted, but I know this next week's people are already starting to say their goodbyes, and it's gonna be a weird feeling next Sunday when everyone pulls out of that parking lot.
Yeah, totally. Beautifully put. Okay, well, we got a next little thing coming up. Kevin was just saying on the artists, the amount of artists that we have on Warped Tour. One of the cool things we've been doing out here is Avid has been hooking us up to hook other bands up with recording equipment. Senses Fail, you guys got an M-Box and Pro Tools. You guys have set it up in your bunk, or, I'm sorry, in your bus.
Yeah, in my bunk.
You claimed it right away. Headphones and stuff like that. And in case you don't know, one of the key pieces of that giveaway has been an M-Box, and we got our very admired engineer, Ryan Lesperance, is going to teach you guys about what the M-Box is and our piece known as Learn About It. Take it away, Ryan.
Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Ryan with another edition of Learn About It, and today I have a special guest. This is the M-Box, and the M-Box is an audio interface, which, if you don't know what an audio interface is, it is basically the center of the modern recording studio. What it allows us to do is take multiple instruments and have them come in to be recorded digitally into your computer. So it's great. Something like this is really, really usable when you're out on the road. You can write, you can record, you can do everything you need right inside this little box. This little guy connects up straight to your laptop. It's completely bus powered. You can take it anywhere. You can get in there and get it done right away. So check it out. If you need more inputs, all you gotta do is move up to the M-Box Pro. The M-Box Pro is an 8-in, 8-out audio interface. Say you have a drummer, a guitar player, a bass player, a vocalist, you know, your standard rock band setup, and you want to record them all at the same time. M-Box Pro has got your back. All you got to do is use a FireWire cable to plug in, and you're going to be tracking that band in no time. As you can see with both these units, it's easy to take around. Put it in your backpack, take it wherever you are, and you know what? Utilize this to your creative potential while being on the road. That's Ryan with Learn About It. We'll see you next time. Peace.
We got Ballyhoo, who we just worked with like 2 days ago. You guys were so tight, we decided to bring him back. What are you guys gonna be playing for us today? What are you guys up to? How's Warped Tour been?
I guess we're gonna jam a tune for you guys. Warped Tour's been awesome, amazing. It's been really cool. It's our first time doing the Warped Tour, and we just, I don't know, it's been cool meeting a lot of new listeners, and then we have our old school hooligans that come up too as well, and everybody's singing the songs, and I mean, it's been a really great experience meeting the other bands, and, eating 3 whole hearty meals 3 times a day. Oh, it's amazing.
Thank you, Kevin Lyman, for
Yeah,
that.
thank you. Ta-da Catering, killing it.
Old School Hooligans. So is that like the name of your fan base? Like Lady Gaga has like
The Monsters.
Little Monsters. Or
Monsters.
is your fan base the Old School Hooligans?
Yeah, like they're the hooligans, and then you know, it's just it's the ones that come to all the shows and you know, buy all the merch and get the tattoos and
Right
you know, all that stuff. So we wanted to let them know that, you know, we know they're there, so we gave them a name, you know.
Awesome. Cool, man. Well, I'm gonna jump on the cameras. We're gonna get this song going. Are we ready to go? Ready. Do we
I'm
need
ready.
a delay? What? It's live. That's what we do.
Should use the megaphone.
You use the megaphone.
Right now, we're gonna go see how Buddy's doing in the back.
Oh, we're gonna go see
how
how Buddy's doing.
Hey, buddy.
It's time for Buddy.
What's up?
Buddy, give us some words of wisdom.
If you don't know whose it is, don't touch it.
Here it is.
I don't know. That's not very
Camera
wisdomy.
3. All right, guys. This is Ballyhoo. Enjoy.
Wake up and test screaming so silently. Punch out the walls of insecurity. Make up instead and say that I'll be fine. I spread these kinds of rumors all the time. My barricade is like a prison fence. The way I'm feeling when I smile, they really make no sense. Lights in my room just like a starry night. And that's the way that it goes. That's just the way that it goes. There's nobody around you, no one up without you. Leave me alone, don't leave me by myself. I've seen no friends, only strangers that don't know my danger. I drink my coffee from a paper cup. It doesn't keep my hands warm enough. Making some plans so I have something to break. Looking alive so I have something to fake. There's no protection when the demons come. I hear them screaming, pound on my eardrums. This house is haunted now that nobody knows. And that's the way that it goes. That's just the way that it goes. There's nobody around you, no one up without you. Leave me alone, don't leave me by myself. I see no friends, only strangers that don't know my danger. Oh. Tell me this is a dream. Give me the weightlessness I need. I'm floating around this room now, escaping the memory stampede. I think I can see my mother. Living without her's made me weak. Fighting a losing battle. I am a game of hide and seek. When there's nobody around you, no one up without you. Leave me alone, don't leave me by myself. I see no friends, only strangers that don't know my danger. Hey, hey, hey. When there's nobody around you, no one up without you. Leave me alone, don't leave me by myself. I see no friends, only strangers that don't know my danger. Oh. That's just the way that it goes. Ooh.
All right, Buddy. Any last words for us, my man? Yeah, give me
It's
a hand,
gonna
give me a hand.
rain.
Let's give him a hand real quick. That was legit. Woo! Woo, woo. Okay, so that was our show. I want to thank our guests, Ballyhoo, for rocking it, as always.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, Buddy, of Census Fail, lead singer, that is, and Kevin Lyman for being a part of our show. Also, thank you to our SAE students. You guys have rocked it. Give them a hand real quick. Good job, you guys. David and Mike. Ow! And, of course, our Lennon Bus crew, Ryan and Kyle. Love you guys. Love you guys. Woo! Yeah, right? There it is. All right, that's our show. Ballyhoo, take it away. See you guys.
Let's play Getaway. Okay. All right.